Okay, I see it. Say, hell on it. Oh, that's a oldie. Really old. Super, super old. Holy cow, it's heavy. Really heavy. Oh, hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Welcome to another episode. Lately I've been selling some push mowers, and on the same day after I sell them, I get a tip from somebody that there's something around the neighborhood. And I'll pick up another mower. This has happened 3 times already in the same day. It's pretty cool. Sell a mower, fix a mower, pick a mower. Pick, fix, and flip. That's basically the channel, right? So everything's been working out pretty well. I've always sold every machine that I fixed. So far this year, lawn tractors haven't been selling too well, but the push mowers have. I'm up to like 16 already. Anyway, I picked this up yesterday thanks to a tip from a neighbor. A long time ago, I actually picked a snowblower from their house. And I had the van back then, and the van had that sticker, Mowers and Blowers, on there. And I guess their security camera caught it, and they were just interested, and so they zoomed in, and they said Mowers and Blowers, and they went to my channel and subscribed. And now when they see something on the street, they'll text me on Facebook and say, hey, there's this thing over there, and I went over and picked it up, so thanks to them. This came with it. It was tied onto that crossbar there. I believe this is a liner. It's in okay shape. It's a little dirty and stuff, but a little ripped over here, but I can't figure out what this is. Is this a liner for that bag? This bag is in like excellent condition. It's a little dirty, but there are no rips, tears, or anything. And as you can see the gleam from the finish, it's still in really good condition. I looked on eBay, and they had a couple of these for like over $100. So if anything, I could just sell the bag on eBay, get $100, you know what I mean? But I'm a little interested and curious to get this engine running, because this engine actually says something that I've never seen before. Giving you a quick overview of what I picked up for free, that's right, free, is a Snapper rear self-propelled mower. This is the earlier version of the Briggs Quantum, and I've never seen this before. Exclusive signature series from Frederick P. Stratton Jr., Chairman and CEO of Briggs & Stratton. It's a 5 horsepower Snapper Hi-Vac. I know that there's a cult following for these Snapper Hi-Vacs. I'm not one of them. I've had a bunch of these and I hated them. Usually gave them away to other flippers or sold it for super cheap as a package. The deck is okay. It's got some surface rust here and there, but nothing that a little paint wouldn't fix. But I don't know if I would go through the trouble of doing that. I don't like the look of these rear self-propulsion gears that they have, and the gearbox down there on the rear transaxle. That's just complicated, man. The bail cable handle does work, and it's an oddly bottom to top engagement. As you can see from these tags, this thing was regularly serviced. This here is probably the self-propulsion engagement. I guess the cable still looks okay. This here is the throttle for the speed of the engine, which still works. This, I would think, is some kind of, it's a lever to move this. So I would say that's the speed of the self-propulsion. That's what I'm thinking. But let's just go over this real quick. Let's check for oil. Since it was regularly serviced, I can't imagine it not being pretty good. It's up to the add line at least. I haven't wiped it, but you know, you can see enough in there to test. And gassage. bone dry and clean, which is a good sign. Of course, you never know with the carburetor. But let's take off this air cleaner box, blow some jism in it, and give it a couple of pulls and see if it starts. All you need to do here is have a 5/16 bit on your impact. This also has a screw for disengaging this wire here. So it has this thing for the bagger. Gets in the way. That's pretty yucky. Filter is not terrible, and as you can see, the pre-filter here is completely deteriorated into dust. So this is no good. Gonna have to change that filter. And what's interesting is this does not have a choke. I see a choke flap here and it's wide open. How would I close that choke flap? Oh. The lever here, it's kind of like a lawn tractor. When you push the lever all the way up, it chokes it. And when you let go a little bit, it releases the choke. That's cool. All right, so let's just spray some ether while it's open through the intake. That's more than enough. And then we'll choke it and give it a pull. So now we'll choke it by pushing this lever forward, and the choke is closed. That's cool. I like it. Oh, it does have that short rope there. As the old style. Won't reach over it. Oh, will reach. I just gotta put something over here then. All right, I'm gonna give it a pull. That's a short rope. It's a very awkward pull start. If you wanted to check out the carburetor at all, have to remove all this stuff that's just in the way. Then we'll remove the bag. It's very easy to remove the bag. It's very heavy. As you can see, it has one blade, but goes into 4. See the drive belt over here with teeth on it? Yeah, gonna have to hold this. Rounded bolt that still wouldn't turn and broke. Am I having a good time yet? I'd have to say no. All to get this son of a bitch off. Can you believe that? It still won't come off. So this sells for about 30 bucks too. So I've got 130 bucks right here without doing anything. If I wanted to. But where's the fun in that? Gotta try to see if this little thing will start. As you can see, there's this wire over here, which I don't know what it is. Doesn't make any sense why it goes over there. It turns, so the crankshaft turns the belt, turns this thing, moves that thing. Kind of cool. You like that sort of ancient stuff? I don't even know why I'm working on this. I'm curious to see if the engine works. If the whole thing works good, maybe I'll put it together, because we do have people that like the snappers. I hate them. I don't like them. But it's not for me. It's for sale. That was very loose. Come out. Ooh, that's a very dirty looking carburetor. I want to know what this thing is. Why is this thing here? Some kind of a ground? Oh, it is a ground, see? It's a ground wire. So when this thing comes off, I see, it's a safety thing. If that cover is not on here, touching this, it won't start. How about that? Well, that's going to be a problem if, in case you want to try to get things going and it doesn't work. This looks like it's connected directly to the Magneto. But we did hear that it was puffing, so it is getting spark. That's very unusual. Let me get that bowl off and we'll check it out. So far, I'm not having a good experience with this. Half-inch jet nut. It's recessed inside, so you have to use a ratchet. Wrenches won't work unless it's curved inwards, and even then it's no good. And the jet nut is clear on the side ones, and it appears to be clear on the top one too. So that's good. Shouldn't have any gas in it since it's empty. And look, pretty clean, very clean actually. Bowl feels good. Bowl gasket, I mean. Just gonna blow upwards, clean that bowl a little bit more of its remnants. So it's surprising that it really didn't have a good turnover, you know. We didn't get a good vroom. We're just gonna try quick and dirty because it's not very dirty. So I'm trying to find the hole so that it goes up the emulsion, which it's not doing. There we go. Oh, got me. I've been cursing at this machine so far, so it's got me back. Passages seem clear there. The primer hole. That seems like it's going through. Spray them out. Not dirty at all, actually. Look at this plastic bowl too. This plastic bowl is practically not recessed like the normal quantum bowls are. It's almost flat like a Tecumseh. So I'm going to show you the holes that are open here. The side ones go right through. Top one goes through, should come out the sides. Which means the top is open. So, carburetor's clean. Good fit, no pinching, gasket's good. I'm not surprised because Sting has evidence that it was regularly serviced. So somebody took care of it until they didn't want to anymore, and it's in this type of disarray now. So now let's just put gas in and see what happens. Put that cover back on. What are the odds that when I put gas in here, we're going to find a leak somewhere? Chances are good. A little bit of gas. Let's see if it trickle. If it goes through the fuel line. If the fuel line's cracked. Do you see any leakage? No. So far, so good. This fuel line is very stiff. Probably needs to be changed. We have no leaks so far, which is good. To manually choke it, you can't do that, can you? Yes, you can. So it's choked now. Let's help it out a little bit more by, well, actually we already did that when we cleaned it, so a little bit. Now let's choke it again. Now will this work because this is off? Let's find out. Don't want that dangling. All right, let's see. No signs of it. So this thing has to be pushed in to touch. I'll get a clamp. That should be grounding it, right? Let's see. Ooh, almost. Almost. Choke, so let's take it off the choke. Not that it would make a huge difference, but the boot just like came off. It was, there it is. Boot was trash. Looks like it was nibbled on by some rats or something. So that might not have been so tight. That's what she said. Just crimp this a little bit so that it makes a better contact with the spark plug. Like that. Maybe that'll help the sparkage. Sparkage! I don't know why it doesn't seem to run very well. Maybe a magneto needs to be changed. I feel like it's not really getting a good spark. Contact should be better. And also maybe it's not getting enough fuel. It feels like it's just not getting enough fuel, right? Maybe there's a blockage or collapse in this fuel line because it's so hard. Maybe I should test it. Yeah, it's coming out pretty well. Shoot. Alright, let me change that fuel line, obviously. Got a flexible fuel line here, not new, slightly used. Cut it the same length. Maybe a little bit more, because that was really tight. Let's check the oil, it's very low, if any at all. Putting some 5W30 in here, because it's extra, and also this has zinc in it, which is almost like break-in oil. Safe for testing. As you guys saw, I decided I was going to take apart the cover and see what's underneath, just to see what's wrong with this thing. As you could see, huge rat's nest in here. Took me a little bit to clean it out, but once I cleaned it out, it looks pretty good. I decided to also change the Magneto because obviously if there's rats, you know, the piss all over it, whatever, baking in the sun and all that, could have ruined the Magneto. So I swapped it out with another Magneto. But then when I took the Magneto off, I noticed, I was going to show you this, Magneto, the kill wire goes into two. One to the throttle bracket, which leads to the lever over here for the choke, so you can stop it that way. And also another one leads to the brake mechanism. Actually, this one leads to that. You know, the chute needs to be on for it to run, otherwise it won't run. Because of this big opening there, it's dangerous. But look what I noticed. The intake manifold is pushed down from the Magneto, I think. Or it's flattened. That shouldn't make too much of a difference, but it could make a difference because of the amount of intake, right? So I think I have another plastic one, the pipe, the intake pipe. I'll just, since I'm here, might as well replace it and see if it makes a difference. In addition, you may have saw my neighbor, Darren. He's had these in his shed for a while. He doesn't want them anymore. So he says he's going to put them to the street with a free sign. But he's giving me first dibs. I'm like, bet. He says this tiller works. And this vac chipper works too, it just doesn't have a bagger. Scores! So I removed it. But look, the one I have, the plastic one, it's not the same shape. So I can't use it. Wrong gasket, different shape. And so I took a socket, about same size as that. Banged it through to bang it out a little bit more, so it's more rounded now. I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put everything back there and see what happens. Okay, so you guys see, I put everything together, replaced the screw that I stripped before. I tested it a little bit, seems to run okay as long as this is attached to it. The throttle keeps it running. When it was off, it spring-loaded back, which is why it kept on stalling. I didn't know that. So now let's just start it. I think it's choked right now. Great. It's just burning off the excess oil that was in the muffler from it being on its side for so long. But it runs great. The self-propulsion is super strong. It'll pull you all the way to China if you want. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I know that somebody's going to want this. I'll just take a picture of it as is. Runs great. Everything works. In that bag. So I'll list it for like 175? See if some nut buys it. I'm going to let it run for a bit, let it burn off all the smoke. In the meantime, as you guys can see, my neighbor Darren brought me a vac chipper. Not a vac chipper, a chipper shredder. I've got 3 more things to work on aside from the other stuff that I need. But it'll keep me busy for quite a while. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. So now it's full again. This is the tiller. This is the vac chipper. No bag. It says it runs. And this is really cool. This is a chipper shredder. He says it runs. It's in good shape too. Even has the plug. Shoot. Really good shape. Craftsman. Briggs engine. I'm gonna take pictures of this. Get it listed.
Henry. Mowers and blowers.
Mowers and blowers.